Greetings, dear friends. Your support is our strength. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. This helps the growth of our channel. Write comments, because feedback is very valuable to us. And now to the most relevant world news. Let's go. Macron has finally eliminated his main competitor. The trial against Le Pen. The end of a political career or the beginning of a new confrontation in France. The energy trap. Why has Europe found itself between the hammer of the USA and the anvil of Russia? The power scenario. Why are the United States preparing an operation to seize Greenland? The fatal accident. The main witness against Prince Andrew claims the speed of her death. Hello friends, this is Channel 8 again with your host Sergei Ruskik. Let's go with McDonald's. McDonald's has finally eliminated its main competitor, here against Le Pen, the end of a political career or the beginning of a new confrontation in France. An unprecedented verdict has been delivered in Paris. Today, the court in the capital of France found Marine Le Pen and 8 of her associates guilty, in allegedly creating effective jobs for assistants to members of the European Parliament. The politician was sentenced to 4 years of imprisonment, suspended, and more importantly, a 5-year ban on holding elected positions. Well, you get the idea. This automatically excludes her from the presidential race until 2027. Le Pen's reaction? She called it a blow to democracy. In an emergency interview with TF1, the leader of the National Rally stated, "Today, it is not me who was excluded, but millions of French people, whose voices will no longer be heard." She called the court's decision politically motivated, biased, and compared the actions of the French judiciary to the methods of authoritarian regimes. And here is the essence of the accusation. The investigation established that in 2017-18, Le Pen used the European Union's budget to pay her staff, who were actually working for her party, not the European Parliament. The total amount of violations is allegedly estimated at 5 million euros. The political consequences of this for Le Pen are effectively the end of any presidential ambitions. And for the National Rally, where she is the leader, it is necessary to urgently find her a replacement before the European Parliament elections. For France as a whole, this poses the risk of a new wave of protests by right-wing supporters against the current government. Experts are divided in their opinions. Some consider this verdict a fair punishment for corruption, while others see it as the elimination of Emmanuel Macron's main opponent. What lies ahead for France? Le Pen has already announced her intention to appeal this decision. Her supporters launched the hashtag #JewsIsMarine on social media, comparing the situation to political repression. The main question of the day is whether the process will become a point of no return for the French right-wing opposition, or, on the contrary, mobilize its electorate. The energy trap. Why has old Europe found itself between the hammer of the USA and the anvil of Russia? Europe is facing an energy security dilemma, writes the reputable Der Spiegel. According to the publication, Brussels is caught between Donald Trump's American energy expansion and the possible restoration of the Nord Streams. After the Ukrainian settlement, Germany was the first to speak about returning. The article notes that German politicians are already discussing the resumption of Russian gas supplies after the conflict in Ukraine ends. This is an acknowledgement of a simple fact. Without Russian euro resources, the European Union becomes a hostage to expensive American gas. Why? Is this a problem for Europe? Because it is a price shock. Gas from the USA is 30–40% more expensive than Russian gas. Technical difficulties. The European terminal is not designed for such volumes of LNG gas. Political dependency. Washington can use energy as a lever of pressure. Who is to blame for this, you may ask? The self-sanctioning policy in the European Union is to blame, which led to its self-isolation. The refusal of long-term contracts with Gazprom deprived Europe of any stability. Europe is now being denationalized, deindustrialized. The blind bet on the USA turned out to be a strategic mistake. So what should we expect next? What? You may ask. Analysts predict 2 scenarios. The first is capitulation, a return to Russian gas with a loss of political face for Europe as a whole. The second is an energy crisis, rising prices for the population, and the closure of enterprises. And the main question is whether Brussels realizes that by refusing Russian resources, Europe is voluntarily becoming an energy colony of the USA.
But what is the question, friends?
Europe has long been colonized by the United States of America. A forceful scenario? Why are the states preparing a military operation to seize Greenland? Washington has officially declared its readiness to use military force to resolve the Greenland issue. Vice President J.D. Vance directly stated on his Twitter account that Donald Trump is leading the USA to peace through strength. Sometimes it needs to be demonstrated from words to action. Earlier in an interview with NBC, Trump stated, "We will get Greenland, 100%. The Wall Street Journal confirms this. The administration is considering military options for annexing the world's largest island. And why now? Because the strategic position is control over the Northern Sea Route and the Arctic. The resources are oil, gas, rare earth metals, estimated at about $3 to $1 trillion. The political moment is Denmark's weakness and the split in NATO. Copenhagen's reaction. Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen called the U.S. statements unacceptable, but has not yet proposed any military measures. Local residents of Greenland have started collecting signatures against American occupation. Consequences. For Denmark, it is a loss of sovereignty over its territory. For NATO, it is a crisis for the entire alliance because Denmark, as you remember, is a member of this organization. For Russia, it is a direct threat in the Arctic. And the main question, the question is whether, if the United States decides to annex Greenland, it will set a precedent for the redistribution of all global territories in general. Well, friends, let's stock up on popcorn and enjoy watching as the rats start gnawing at their weaker kin. A scandalous incident. The main witness against Prince Andrew claims her imminent death. A tragic twist in the high-profile case regarding the British royal family's connections with Jeffrey Epstein. Virginia Giuffre, the key witness in the accusations against Prince Andrew, published a farewell message from the hospital. After a bus collided with her car in Australia, the woman stated that she has only a few days left to live. And the facts of the case are as follows. Giuffre claimed that at the age of 17, she was handed over by Epstein to Prince Andrew for sexual services. In 2022, the court dismissed her case due to an out-of-court settlement with Epstein. The financier himself, as you may recall, died in his cell under mysterious circumstances in 2019 when the so-called adrenochrome case was developing, as you remember. Suspicious coincidences. Meanwhile, Epstein's death is officially declared a suicide, but experts noted signs of violence on the body. Giuffre's accident occurred on the eve of her planned appearance with new revelations. The disappearance of evidence refers to the missing video footage from Epstein's prison cameras. Public reaction. Social media users are writing about a royal cleanup. Journalists remind us of the 14 suicides of people connected to the Epstein case. Buckingham Palace remains deathly silent. Well, it's understandable. The main question is, if Giuffre actually dies, will this be the final point in the dirtiest scandal of the British monarchy? I would add that from the demons one can expect anything, even the most terrifying.